Hello and welcome to Preston High School. This is Gary Livengood along with head football coach Jonathan Tennent. Coach, week 3, you're on the road down to Fairmont Senior. A team that really on the books had marked as a win. Game starts off, Bodie Boy runs back a 94-yard touchdown on the kickoff.
Yeah, that was the difference in the ball game. We take pride in our special teams, but we had a couple kids that didn't do what they were supposed to do, and that's what happens. And that turned out to be the biggest play of the game, the difference in the football game. Because after that, we played even with them, but we missed our first extra point after we scored, and we started chasing that, going for 2, and never did get 2. So lost by 10, but really, if we don't give up that kickoff return, it's a tie ball game.
It really had to take the wind out of the sails, not only the coaching staff, but the players probably, start that way.
Yeah, that's not something you plan for, and it did take us back a bit, but the good thing was it was the first play of the game, so we had the rest of the game to recover. But what it did for them, it gave them confidence. They were a young ball club, and it got them excited in their home crowd, home opener, first play of the game. So we had to battle from then on.
Again, it was an important ball game because it's a Big Ten ball game. Fairmont Senior is a double-A team, and as a triple-A team, you need to beat those double-A teams when it comes to playoff time.
Yep. Right now, in my mind, we should be 3-0, ranked number 5 or 6 in the state.
Yeah.
If we were 3-0, that's what our ranking would be. But we just didn't get it done. We didn't make the plays that they made. We knew going in that they were a big play offense, and we'd have to respond and match their intensity, and we didn't do that.
You hadn't been giving up big plays in the first couple of ball games, but if you look at the stats for Fairmont Senior, most of their plays were big plays, 20 yards or more for touchdowns.
Yeah, 3 big plays, 2 touchdowns and the kickoff return, and we held them to 75 yards rushing, 157 yards passing. Let me take that back. We held them to 35 yards rushing and 157 yards passing. So defensively, we stopped them for most of the night.
Yeah.
We forced numerous punts. We blocked the punt. We tackled the kid on the 3-yard line as he was trying to punt. But we had those breakdowns, and that was the difference in the game, special teams.
And you had really poor field position a lot of the night.
Yeah, that comes with special teams too. We don't do a good job of returning punts. We're going to make some changes in that area, and hopefully next week we'll at least be able to catch the ball.
At the end of the first quarter, you're only down 14-6. You take that 94-yard kickoff return there. The score's either 6-6 or 7-6. You're still in the ball game. You go into the second quarter. You hold Fairmont Senior, no score. Preston doesn't score. You go in at half. You're down 14-6. What are you telling your players at the locker room?
We're telling them that we've got to execute better. We can't give up the big play. Offensively, our offensive line has got to be more consistent. At times, we dominated them. We rushed for over 230 yards on the ground. Yeah, and
Josiah Neese had 225 yards himself.
Yeah, 225 yards, 3 touchdowns. At times, we dominated, but we always got either fumbled it twice, and 4 crucial penalties on offense.
Yeah.
3 offsides and a push in the back, and those are drive killers. And we were moving the ball, and we just shot ourselves in the foot.
And looking at Scott Stone, you've been really depending on Josiah Neese for your offense. But looking at your quarterback, Scott Stone, 6 for 18.
Yeah, the bright spot Friday was when at the end of the game, we went 2 minutes, and we drove from the 3-yard line to their 40 in about a minute and a half. That ended in an interception, but I was real proud of the way we responded there. We moved the ball right down the field. Mm-hmm. Actually, we dropped a touchdown pass. So That was disappointing, but there's hope.
And you punted the ball from your own 40-some yard line, and I mean you went for fourth down. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
You were going for 1st and 10 when you was fourth, and I don't know how many yards was to go, and within the third quarter, and you failed to make that.
Yeah. They just made a good play. You got to give them some credit. Their D-line submarined underneath our offensive line and basically tripped up our running back that would have gotten a first down or maybe even scored because there was a hole there. He just got tripped up at the line, and that's the kind of night it was.
But that's a chance and a call that you needed to make to win the ball game.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of them making a play and us not.
And look at Josiah News. First quarter, 40-yard run for a touchdown, no PAT. Third quarter, Josiah News, 10-yard run, no PAT. Fourth quarter, Josiah News, 4-yard run, no PAT.
Mm-hmm. First one, the kid mishit it. Usually pretty dependable. And then we started chasing that 2 points after that extra point after that, and ended up with only 18 points where we could have had 21 and made a different ball game in the end. We've got work to do on those 2-point conversions, but like I said, at times we dominated up front, and other times, they were better than us.
And it looked like Fairmont Senior was at times playing a 7 and 8 man line, just daring you to pass the ball because they knew that your power I formation and Josiah News and Newsom were going to run the football.
Yeah, the more I think about it, I mean, we ran for over 200 and some yards, even when they had 10 guys in the box.
Yeah.
We have to do a better job as coaches recognizing, and taking advantage of what they're giving us. And we have that capability, and we've talked about it. We've studied film. We've analyzed the plays we've run, and we're going to correct that.
And so the mistakes that were made against Fairmont Senior is correcting the mistakes to get ready for the Elkins ball game.
Yeah, that's a lot what I talked about to them on Monday. The mistakes that we made, mental errors, penalties, those things are correctable, and hopefully we can take care of that.
Fairmont Senior goes to 2-1 on the season. We go to 1-2 on the season. And injury-wise, how are we injury-wise, Coach?
We're a little banged up. We're holding some kids out of practice at this point, and hopefully they'll be back Friday. But if they're not, the next man up has got to do his job, and that's just the nature of where we are as a program. When our starters go down, we got a freshman or sophomore JV player who's got to take his spot instead of a second-string varsity player. But we have 50 kids, and there's opportunities for kids to make plays and to step up and show and shine. Yeah,
and it was kind of funny looking at this series. We've been playing Fairmont Senior for the last 7 or 8 years, and we haven't beat them yet.
Yeah.
I was hoping that last week was a week, but it's not. There are 8 wins, and we're no wins out of a series, 8-year series. Coach, players of the week for the West Fairmont game.
Players of the week, offensively, Blake Miller. He's a freshman. He graded out 92% on the offensive line.
That's your center?
Center, yes, sir. Whenever you rush for the amount that we rush for, somebody on the line is doing very well. Defensively, Austin Powell. He played a new position last week at nose guard. Ended up with 8 tackles. So we were impressed with what we saw there. And special teams, player of the week, Devin LaRue. He made a big improvement from the week before. He was inserted on the punt team and didn't do anything right the week before, but he did everything right this week. And scout team player of the week is Chris Parks. And he's done a good job running our scout team, playing any position that we asked him during practice, and he had a pretty good JV game.
Is he designated as he's a quarterback?
He's a tight end / quarterback.
Okay.
We just want to get him on the field somewhere.
Sophomore, freshman?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, okay. Coach, let's look at some scores quickly. Brooke beat University High 28-21.
Yeah, that
Injuries.
Injuries. That was a big surprise. Injuries play a part in it, and evidently they're not as deep as they have been in the past. We scrimmaged them, and they beat us pretty good, but it wasn't the best university team we've ever played.
I see Coach Ballard is back as his assistant coach for Brook now.
Ballard?
Yeah, the one that was there forever.
From the 80s?
Yeah, forever. He's the offensive line coach now. I was reading the paper up there wheeling.
Bud Ballard?
Yeah.
He was the head coach back when we played him in the
Forever.
state championship back in
Sure
North Marion.
it's got to be him or a son or somebody.
Maybe.
But Brook 28, University High 21. Buchanan just throws the 53-0 over East Fairmont.
Yeah, I think East Fairmont's struggling at this point, trying to find an identity. And Buchanan is much improved. And we're going to see them at the end of the year, and that may be a difference maker in our season, that game.
Jefferson High School, new coach, has not been very successful the last 2 or 3 years. They played Hampshire and beat them 51-7.
Hedgesville, I think.
Was it Hedgesville?
Hedgesville. Yeah,
Okay.
Hampshire beat Elkins.
Okay, all right. Messed up here.
Yeah, Hedgesville's been struggling. They got beat 70-something to nothing
Last week.
the week before.
Yeah.
And they gave up 56 to, who was it?
I forget the school.
Made school out of Virginia.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're excited to play them again because we played a barn burner against them last year, and we felt we should have walked away with that game with a win.
R.C. Bird takes her first loss. They go down to Frankfurt. Frankfurt beats them in double overtime, 27-21.
Yeah, here they have their quarterback's going to Maryland, I believe, from Frankfurt.
Okay, Bridgeport just barely gets by Lewis County. Lewis County's up at halftime. Bridgeport comes back and beats them 14-7.
Yeah, all these things I heard about Lewis County being down this year aren't true. I can testify to that. They've got a very, very good defense.
And those are some of the scores. And looking at the Big Ten schedule, if I can find it here somewhere, Bridgeport again. Well, here it is. Right now, Bridgeport's 2-0 in the 2-0 in the Big Ten. We're 0-2 down at the bottom, and the other one, Barber County, Philip Barber hasn't won a Big Ten game. North Marion hasn't won a Big Ten game. East Fairmont hasn't won a Big Ten game. Right now, Bridgeport is 2-0. Elkins 1-0. Our opponent coming up, and they're 1-1 on the season. R.C. Bird is 2-0 in the Big Ten, as is Grafton. Yeah. Again, Grafton is a real surprise this year. They're 3-0 right now in the season.
3-0.
Coach, and looking at some stats, I mean, looking at last year's some of last year's stats, after the first 3 games, same opponents. Offensively, scored 50 points. Defense gave up 135. This year, same opponents, 54 points offensively. Big difference is 68 points difference between last year's defense in the first 3 games and this year.
Yeah, we're real proud of that. We talked about that Sunday in our meeting. Going to this 3-5-3 is simplified a lot of things. But what we're finding is it takes a lot of kids, a lot of linebackers to play that, and we still haven't played our best defense. I don't think we're very thin at every position, especially in the secondary. We got lots of D linemen, but the problem is now we only need 3 on the field.
And, you know, it's good. I was just looking at that, and I was so surprised that you complained about the defense last year or 2, and here you're down, and you just made a big turnaround.
Yeah, I think I looked at it the other day. Last year at this point, we'd given up over 1,300 yards on defense. This year, it's under 700.
Yeah.
We've cut it in half almost.
And I'm surprised. Scott Stone's only unofficially 6 for 16. Passing, 215 yards in the first 3 ball games.
Well, you could probably add 10 more completions to that if we can catch the ball. We've had a case of the drops early on, and we dropped 5 against Fairmont Senior, including a touchdown pass. So hopefully we can get our receivers and the quarterback on the same page.
And looking at Josiah Noose's stats for the first 3 ball games, he's really on schedule to get his 1,400 yards this season. I have him down for 398 yards on 72 carries thus far. So
Yeah,
he's online.
Yeah, and the thing we have to be careful is we don't overuse him, and we got to distribute the ball a little more, because we can't have teams keying on us. That's one of the problems we had Friday. That's about the only thing that worked. And we've got to be able to throw the ball more effectively.
Watching practice tonight. Keep moving number 24 around. Right slot, left slot, tailback. You keep moving them around to different places. Is this one of the things that you're going through tomorrow, Friday night against Elkins?
We're not sure. We're just doing some experimenting. He's got 400 yards rushing in 3 games, so we're not going to go away from him running the football.
I saw you win a couple of jet sweeps and things.
Yeah. Like I said, we're a power high football team, and we're going to see if we can push them around. We were able to do that against Fairmont, but we just couldn't capitalize on the opportunities we had.
Middle school game tomorrow night here on the turf, on
Yes,
the rug?
Sir. On the rug.
On the rug.
Against East Fairmont at 6 o'clock.
Good.
So everyone come on out and see these kids. They've been working real hard, and they need our support.
Bring your chair, bring your lawn chair, and better bundle up tomorrow night, because I think Mother Nature's going to cut it chilly tomorrow night. So bring your jacket and your lawn chair, and watch the Roseburg Squires play the East Fairmont Middle School here at night's at the rug, at Knight Stadium. JV, you played JV game last night against Fairmont Senior here at Knight Stadium. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, that was kind of a mirror of last Friday. They got some big plays. We moved the football up and down. Got down early. Well, I'm real proud of the coaching staff and the players, how they kept the kids together, and the kids stayed together and made the ball game in the end. Had a few kids get hurt, but not seriously. So the future is real bright for our younger kids, JV-wise and middle school. We just can't wait to these kids that work with them the next few years, help them develop and grow, and the future is bright here at Preston.
Coach, Friday night, we go up to Elkins to play AAA Big Ten opponent, the Elkins Tigers. 0-10 last year. We beat them 47-26 last year, and they're 1-1 right now. A team that we beat, Hampshire, and Hampshire beat them at one point.
Yeah. When we watched that on film, it went to overtime. It was 30-30 at the end of the game, and Elkins missed the extra. Hampshire got a 2-point conversion to win the game. They're Elkins, what they've always been, single wing. They're much improved from last year. The kids that were there last year are back, but they're bigger and stronger and faster. So I told our kids already we're underdogs. We're going to Elkins for their home place. It's their home opener again. It's just as it was last week. So we're going to be in for a dogfight. We won't be favored to win the game, but by what we've shown on film. But if we go out and play like we're capable of for 4 quarters, then it'll be a fun game.
Elkins had a bye week last week, so they got a chance to come down and scout you, a chance to look at the Preston Knights and do a little revision this week in practice. And, you know, that single wing, there's so many misdirection plays, going here and going there, and running the jet sweeps and all this stuff. And how do you teach your kids to stay at home against this type of offense?
Well, we tried something new today. We ran their offense without a football. We told the kids who's going to get it. You got 2 backs in the backfield that'll run it, and you got a wing back that'll run it. So we told them, everybody cover your gaps, go where you're supposed to go, and if one of those 3 guys is there, tackle him. We didn't use a football at all, so we're just working on doing your job, taking care of your responsibility, and putting the ball carrier in the ground, because as a scout team, we can't replicate what they do with all the deception and ball things that they do, spin around, fake it here, fake it there. but we just can't do that in practice with our kids. So we decided on Sunday to try it without a ball, and I think it was a little confusing at first. The kids were a little flustered. Hey, who do we tackle? Where are you? Well, just go where you're supposed to go, and if one of those three guys is there, tackle him.
Looking at the best impact players, number 28, Morgan Kelly. Right now, he leads the Big Ten in rushing. He has 7 touchdowns. He scored 42 points and 259 yards rushing in 2 ball games.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, we see him on film. He's fast. Once he breaks through that first level, very few people can catch him. We're also impressed with the Riggleman kid, number 74. He gave us fits last year. Luckily, he got tired, but this year he's back as a senior, and he's a beast.
He's a stud that leads the Kelly boy, gets him around the corner, opens up holes for him.
He's a lead guard. He pulls on their power sweep, and he plays defensive end on defense, and he runs kids down from across the field. And I'm very impressed with him.
And they have a good kicker. He's only a freshman. He's already kicked 3 field goals. He scored 15 points in the first 2 ball games. The triplet boy.
Yeah, I noticed that the only freshman on their roster was the kicker. So, and that's something new for them. They haven't had a very good kicker. They usually run that muddle huddle stuff for their 2-point conversions. So, I think he also punts too.
And the second impact player is a wing back or a running back, number 34, the Taylor boy, and then the Bowers boy. Both of those 3 boys have got well over 100 yards rushing in the first 2 ball games.
Yeah, with that single wing, I mean, they're going to throw it maybe 5 times at the most, and the rest are going to be the power sweep, I call it the quarterback trap, or the dive, or the counter back to the wing back. So they don't disguise it. They're going to try to run over you, deceive you, trick you, and if we're not playing sound fundamental football, it might get ugly.
What will be the keys to the win over Elkins Friday night?
Well, I just told the team after practice the key is the defensive line. If they do what they're supposed to do, they're going to be in the gap that they're supposed to be in, and that's going to help our linebackers find the football and make the tackle. That's what it is on defense. Offensively, we have to get first downs. Just stay on the field, make first downs, and score touchdowns.
Can we see some more, maybe shotgun from Scott Stone thrown to his receivers Friday night to give a little time to Josiah Noose to catch his breath?
Yeah, I don't want to give away any game plans, but we will definitely be more diverse. I'll leave it at that next week.
Well, don't forget, Friday night at Elkins, Preston Knights travel up to play AAA Elkins Tigers. They're 1-1. We're 1-2. Big Ten game. So jump in the car and go up to Elkins Friday night and watch the Preston Knights. Coach, final comments.
I want to say something about our fundraiser coming up. It's the Girls' Night Out. It's October 11th at Masontown Fire Hall. It's the 25 tickets. Admits 1 for a chance to win Coach purses every 10 minutes. Michael Kors, Initials, Inc., 31 are all vendors that'll be there. Tickets are $25. You can contact me or Team Tasker or Barb Manier. They're doing this, so we're having another fundraiser. Hopefully it'll be successful. It's the last one.
Yes, it's successful. The last one, football program will be pretty good shape financially.
Yeah.
Coach, well, good luck to you on Friday night up at Elkins, and bring home win number 2 on the season.
We're going to try.
And that'll get us into the go for the next road game down at North Marion.
Yeah.
So, on behalf of Steve Blake, our producer and director, and Coach Jonathan Tennent, this is Gary Livengood thanking you for watching the Coaches Show.
From a simple switch, troubleshooting a problem, a new service, to that backup generator that you'll need in times of emergency, Blake Electric can handle all your electrical needs. They have the experience and knowledge to do it professionally and safely and do the job right the first time. There's been an accident. The emergency has left you with physical trauma and legal issues to deal with. The bills are piling up, and you're overwhelmed. Where do you turn for legal representation?
Hi, I'm Paul Eastep.
And I'm Steve Schaefer.
We're attorneys practicing right here in your home county of Preston.
Centrally located on West Main Street in Kingwood, just across from McDonald's, the offices of Eastep and Schaefer are an easy drive from anywhere in Preston County.
You don't have to go outside Preston County to hire a lawyer with the know-how, the experience, and the knowledge to represent you fairly in a serious personal injury matter. Call us at Eastep and Schaefer at 329-6003 or visit us on the web at www.eastepschaeferlaw.com.